Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. I hope the audio is okay. I'm actually randomly sat in my mum and dad's garden shed today on our way for a little trip to London together. So nice to see them, but even more nicer to see XPR absolutely flying through the chart right now. So guys, the last couple of days have been absolutely phenomenal movements across XPR's chart. Now, we're having a look earlier today at a couple of possibilities as to why this was. Well, there was a couple of announcements over the last few days, including one, for example, with Shopping.io, where they are now allowing the integration as a form of payment on Shopping.io for their holders. So we'll basically be able to purchase with XPR tokens on the likes of Amazon, eBay, Etsy, and a couple of other stores as well. So massive news on that aspect. You know, I think that's just part of the adoption process, and I think more and more people are becoming aware of the Proton XPR project. We're going into a bit of the chart detail in a second, but I just wanted to sort of throw out you know, some really interesting bits of information that might be helping towards this push, as well as just general acknowledgement of the project in today's world. So, you know, things like that are just really imperative for the crypto world in general. But I think that's really fantastic news for Proton, and also in the last few days as well. I mean, it was maybe like early in the week last week. Over 50,000 unique accounts have been created on Proton already, so I can assure you that that will continue to fly up and up quicker and quicker. So guys, this is very early doors in my opinion on this project, and I'm really excited about this one. It's almost like we've gone back a few years when people certainly started finding out things of like DEX platforms and stuff like that. So I think it's a great opportunity for newcomers in the crypto world, as well as obviously existing ones, to really get involved in a absolute gem in my opinion. But let's take a look at this chart, guys. So we've obviously had that bit of information coming in on the 8th, and that conveniently actually starts that kind of trigger. Now, I'm not saying it's just because of that news aspect, because we have had moves similar in the past, of course. But there's a couple of observations I just want to pinpoint. We get asked a lot of questions as to like, what is a good entry point? Well, it depends on the kind of time scale you're looking at. If you're looking at something short term, you might want to wait for a bit of a pullback, because certainly in these last 14 days we've seen the RSI absolutely fly up. So I was actually buying XPR quite a while back, and look how far we've come in this space of time. It's unbelievable, really, from that 0.004 mark to 2 cents. I've seen this multitude of times across multiple projects, so do anticipate some pullbacks at some point. It's not going to go continuously up and up, it's impossible. We need support mechanisms in place in history as well. We're not quite at the previous all-time high of around 4, literally I think it's 0.041, and that happened on this crazy day here. Look at that spike. So we're not far off it. We're currently trading around half of that, around 0.026 at the moment. So let's just keep an eye on that. But I just wanted to reiterate to people, so if you're holding this long term and you're staking and everything, you know, these are good entry points even right now, irrespective of the movements that we've had in the last couple of weeks, of course. But those out there that want to try and save a bit, you know, we've still got these potential buy opportunities in here, and we sort of had these as target momentums on the way down, and I'm going to keep those there because as I said, support is really important. We're in a bit of a bull run here across multiple markets as it is. So there are sort of key indicator areas along the way. Certainly, I'm just going to draw in another one actually that I've kind of just spotted now. There will be opportunities on coming back down as well. So I'm just going to put one here because I think that's quite an interesting area to possibly look at on the way back. So just keep these in mind, guys. Like I said, if it's a long-term hold for you, you know, these prices are still very good, and bagging them up, and I think the movements are going to be absolutely phenomenal for these next couple of months anyway. I know there's a lot of channels out there sort of promoting like 50 cents or something as a move, and I think, well, that is possible, of course, but I was trying to be realistic in a few videos back about like trying to hit nearly that 20 cent mark in this end of year. But absolutely, if adoption kicks in fully and we get more listings on various exchanges, yes, it could take it to another level. But let's just focus on the macro level for a start, guys, and you know, be sensible about this. Like, take the strategy along the way, take profits along the way, try and get some accumulation maybe on the way down as well. If you're doing that kind of aspect, you know, this isn't financial advice, it's just my opinion, is that you know, for example, when we were looking back here, out of videos, we drew this little moon. I don't know if you can see it just here, and we said, look, we might get to that moon, do a bit of a drop, and then take back off again. And we kind of had that here on the 4th of October, and we started this parabolic rise again. But the RSI here, guys, is very high, and this, to me, I always say, like, if you're buying down at like the 35-40 region, obviously 70 is a good kind of point to be to selling at, because you kind of double your money, but a bit more as well, so you can take out a percentage of that. But to go over like the 80 mark towards 90 is really interesting, because yes, of course, there is a potential opportunity for a small rise further. As you can see, the MACD here is in a very bullish momentum, and the gap is widening, the volume's coming in, so there's no reason why we couldn't go up to potentially another stage here, for argument's sake, to really test that kind of 0.032 mark, which we had here at the top medium fib retracement level here. You can clearly see we tried to get towards that today. We've got resistance here on 3 cents, bang on, so it's not far off what we judged in previous videos at 0.032. So I was anticipating us to go up to that with a wick at least, and then drop back down. But it looks like we're trying to test this support area on the macro level at 0.025. If we can get a close over that today, and arguably for tomorrow's start, we could try and push this 3.2 level, and then who knows, maybe even within a couple of days we could push that 4 cents with the momentum that's coming in. But like I said, there are opportunities on the way down. I would be quite interested in this new orange line that we put in here at 0.017 as a marker to think about, because historically there has not been a gigantic amount of movement around these areas. Look at these areas back here, back in April and May, or certainly towards the beginning of May. There's not a massive amount of data here around that area to suggest that's a support mechanism, and we've had such a great rise arguably since around this period here, or even down here to be fair, but I'm just pinpointing this area, 28th, 29th, 30th of September. This is a 300% rise, guys. Like, there's been hardly any retaliation on the bear end of things. So you do have to think, like, if your game is to accumulate on drops and hold for the future, fantastic. If you're looking to try and accumulate without using your own capital, of course these are good areas to be potentially reducing that risk of it going higher, which I think we are because the RSI is so high, and taking opportunities on the way back down. But you have to be patient, because it doesn't always happen within a day or two and a matched mirror effect of what the movement has been upwards. You can sometimes see that over maybe a 2 to 4 week period, so it is a patience game. But you know, everyone has their own strategy, right? We're just pinpointing some opportunities because people have asked in the comments, like, what's the good entry point? Well, the good entry point is, if you're holding long term, anywhere around this point now anyway is fantastic, albeit that you might have missed the couple of months ago's opportunities. In the long run, these are ridiculous prices in my opinion. But if you're looking at short term, you just want to be careful and cautious. Do your research on chart analysis and things like that. You know, if you were buying down here at 20th of September and you're here up here at 300% gains, you know, greed mindset comes in and you think, oh, I'm going to wait for more and more. And like we said, the RSI is so high already on that 14-day mark, as in particular, the movement isn't as big in that last jump. Not saying that it won't jump up more, but you're reducing your risk, if that makes sense. So hopefully this is kind of giving a few pointers out. Do your own research, think about your own strategy. Don't jump into people, what they say on YouTube, you must buy now, you must sell now. Think about their opinions like we're doing now, but think for yourselves, what is good in your mind? You know, don't always sit there thinking about greed and that it will continuously go up and up, because it doesn't. And guys, on that note, we'll probably wrap that up there. Let us know how you're getting on with your XPR in your portfolio. I'm sure that you've had gigantic gains. It's probably one of our biggest winners here at Wells of Wall Street this year. We only invested in XPR about a month ago, and it's been a phenomenal ride so far, and we're looking forward to seeing how far this really goes in the next couple of months. I truly believe we could hit some unbelievable numbers from this project. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Let us know in the comments below what you think of XPR, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye bye.